a thing that was on and trending in the news this week on CNN was former Sports Illustrated swimsuit model Cheryl Tiegs from quite a while ago. I'm not for sure how long ago it was. Like she's older now, so I'm assuming this was like, I don't know, 30 years ago or something. She came out with some comments that were kind of controversial in a few ways about another current Sports Illustrated swimsuit model, Ashley Graham, and she is what they're deeming a plus-size model, and she's made the cover and everything. And so Cheryl Tiegs was saying that she feels like this is unhealthy, that these plus-size models are not good, they're unhealthy, and she even made the comment of, well, their face is pretty, but I'm not really going to comment on the rest of them. So what do you guys think about that? That's where the direction we want to go tonight and talk about those things. And
one of the things that has impacted my life is the way that I looked at myself as I was growing up. Early on, I was in beauty pageants starting at age 5, probably all through until I was 17.
You know, back 30 years ago with the Sports Illustrated stuff, you know, all the, you know, models were not plus size per se. But, you know, in her defense, I would say maybe, you know, she had to go through a lot to try to, you know, get there, like dieting and exercising and working out and, you know, the crazy things that go into probably, you know, what would get you to be at the point where you'd be a Sports Illustrated model or in the swimsuit edition. And maybe she feels like, you know, this plus size lady, you know, didn't have to work as hard as she did because, you know, well, I could have been that size too, but then I wouldn't have got on there because I had to work this hard and I had to work out every day and I had to do this. I'm not saying that that lady doesn't. I mean, I don't know that.
I think, you know, looking back on it, like I said, I didn't realize this at the time, but looking back on it now, those were the things that caused me to get attention. And when you're young, that's what you want, or you maybe not, but I thrived on getting attention. And so people didn't say, oh, you're so smart. People didn't say, oh, you're so funny. And those are the things that I love to hear people say about me now. But back then, that's what I heard, and that's what really moved me, was to think that I was somebody because of how I looked.
It's very often that they say how to do this, how to do that, how to look this way, how to be size 2 or size 4. It's like, what are you telling people that aren't that? What if there's someone that looks a certain way, maybe a plus size person, that has worked very hard to get to that point in their life?
Especially in the world of, I think, of entertainment and music, this happens all the time, right? That for a time it is preferred for you to be smaller, and then somebody, you know, comes along who's bigger and says it's a lot better to be bigger, and then somebody says to the person that's a little bigger, no, it's a lot better to be smaller. And what people really want is somebody who's bigger. And what people really want is somebody who's smaller. And the reality is, right, is that beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
You want to think, or you want to believe that someone wants you. In that, I mean, that's how I felt in that moment. Like, okay, maybe if I just give this little bit of myself, I'm not giving all of myself, but if I do this, then, you know, okay, they'll stick around for a little bit because they're showing me that I'm worth it or that I'm valued.
And how you feel about yourself affects how you act toward other people and what you do. And I just think that we live in a world where Facebook and everybody that we see is putting an image out there that is controlled. And it seems like everybody has this perfect life, this perfect image, because they're choosing what we see of theirs.
Because I know I would post selfies or even pictures with other people. And I would check my phone over and over and over again to look at the likes. Did this one certain person like my picture? Is this person paying attention to me? Or anything like that. And it just became such a major part in my day. And if I didn't get a like from a certain person, I would be like, well, they don't think I'm pretty enough. Or, oh, they're not paying attention to me. And it just became such an idol.
You shaped me first inside and then outside. You formed me in my mother's womb. I thank you for that, high God. You're breathtaking. Body and soul, I am marvelously made. So I worship in adoration. What a creation. And you know me inside and out. You know every bone in my body. So it's pretty cool. Like David was talking about himself, and he was like, he was worshiping God by looking at how amazing that God made him, and that you are knit together intricately in your mother's womb. So that's, if you're out there and you're struggling with self-image, that is the ultimate thing, is to think about that. And there's no one else. Over 7 billion people walking around the planet right now, and who knows how long the Earth's been in existence. And like, think about how many people have been here and lived and died before us. Who knows? There's not been a single person